Welcome to Finding Humans in Tech, where we uncover the extraordinary stories behind the technology shaping our world. This isn't just about innovation. It's about the people, the dreamers, the doers, and the changemakers whose journeys remind us that humanity is the soul of every breakthrough. Get ready to be inspired, to connect, and to celebrate the resilience and passion that drive the tech community forward. Let's dive into the stories that prove technology is nothing without the humans behind it. There are two famous Singaporean phrases that identify the two thresholds of human psychology. The Hokkien-derived phrase, kiasi, translates to being afraid of taking risks, and kiasu translates to the fear of missing or losing out. It represents two different spectrums of the human mindset. The kiasuism behavior creates a fierce competitive edge in people to do whatever it takes to succeed and find their way. It reflects the spirit of Singaporeans, where many of its inhabitants dream of a better world for themselves. Just like this remarkable island nation has rebuilt itself from the ashes and its colonial past to become a global power, its citizens uphold the value of hard work and toil endlessly for their hopes and aspirations. Our next human in the series is not just your run-of-the-mill entrepreneur. He embodies what it means to create products that can change people's lives. So, here's introducing our next human in the series, Felix Lee, a social entrepreneur born and raised in the Lion City of Singapore, and now inhabiting the world of creators in Silicon Valley. His latest venture, ADP List, has been an ode to the tech community and connects thousands of learners and mentors on a single platform. From navigating the sustainable designing world to shining a path for social causes, there is nothing dearer to this one brave young visionary than to find means and ways to help people. He represents the trope of talented young Singaporeans making a mark in the tech industry with their unique innovations and sustainable ideas to make the world a better place. He reminisces how his upbringing in the northern part of Singapore shaped him to work harder and dream of bigger and better things. He would say, "In Singapore, you live in close-knit communities where everyone knows who or what is on which street." Living in a tiny Southeast Asian island country did have its trade-offs, but he describes how he draws parallels between the island nation's humble beginnings, seeing it prosper on a global stage, and his own journey. He confesses, "The island's development has been an inspiration to me." He tells me how he wasn't handed things on a platter. He had to work for the things he wanted in his life. His work ethic stems from his early days, helping his dad in their family-owned bakery, where his hard-working parents provided for the household through diligent labor. One of his first jobs was indeed working in the bakery, and that's where he says he got the best memories that taught him a lot about life. That little boy, who would help his parents at the bakery, always looked at the world differently. He would admit, "I was always a little different and curious about the world around me." That curiosity led him to create his first startup at the age of 17, called Pakdat, a unique travel app with his brother that was acquired by an Indonesian travel platform, Passport, in 2018. The budding entrepreneur has always found a support system of people who believed in his vision and the things he wants to create and do. It has been possible because, as he would admit, his homeland has never lacked people willing to support creators and their dreams. Having an environment where people don't shoot down your dreams was a valuable aspect of growing up as a Singaporean. Everybody wanted to create amazing work together, and aspirations weren't something they lacked. But he confesses that he didn't want to limit his creations to just his country. He has always dreamt of creating something that can be used globally and bring Singapore to the world map as a hub for innovations and startups. He remembers how he was always a different kid in school and how exploring various domains was key to finding himself. He recalls even taking violin classes in his childhood. He would say, "What can we do to be a little bit better?" He would constantly look to innovate and find solutions to the issues he sees around him. That drive to do better influenced his idea to help several designers and tech mentors connect with learners during the pandemic. He saw a need for a globalized platform that would mentor thousands of learners who had unexpectedly found themselves navigating a world of online education and classes to land their dream jobs. The pandemic was a challenging time, especially for the tech industry. It saw countless people getting laid off and struggling to find ways to land new jobs in the market. That's where the idea for ADP list, or Amazing Design People list, came about as a democratized platform, connecting learners, students, industry experts, and mentors on a single global platform. He met his co-founder, James Bedour, on LinkedIn, and they single-handedly created a revolution to help designers in the industry. Felix admits, "We all need mentors along the way." He fondly recalls his mentor at school, Mrs. Ratna, his literature teacher. She introduced him to the world of communication and effective writing. Her English classes have indeed helped him to master a global language and have immensely aided his journey in Silicon Valley. He feels grateful for how she influenced him and credited her for helping him find his own unique way of storytelling and effectively communicating his ideas to people. Seeing the success stories in ADP List has shown how life has come full circle for him. Being a mentee himself to now being a creator of a platform that connects mentees to diverse mentors across various domains has been a gratifying experience for him. He would reaffirm, it's all about helping people at the end. His recent venture to connect thousands of students and learners to mentors and create a democratized system of mentorship is something that excites him each day. He would state, "In one lifetime, you can do so much for people." The philosophy of giving back is what drives him. He explains how his dream is not about the rewards, but about how many lives he could change through the products he creates. But his path wasn't always smooth sailing. It's the Felix that people don't get to see, he would declare. He has had his fair share of trials and errors, and most people don't get to see the work that goes into chasing after your dreams. The journey, as he narrates, includes waking up at odd hours, barely getting sleep for days on end, dragging and pushing yourself to work just 1% harder to get a little better at what you do. And that grind, he explains, is the actual journey, and not just the accolades or the remunerations that come along the way. It's a work ethic he has seen from his childhood, growing up in a household with working parents. His dad, Mr. Lee, taught him the dignity of labor in his bake shop, and his mother, a preschool teacher, taught him the value of being good educators. The people he has met along the way, including some of his peers with extraordinary ideas to help those in need, have shown him a new perspective on life, and he still seeks to learn and grow each day. "I don't think the learning would ever stop," he admits. He had seen his dad hustle through hours and hours of working throughout the day in his shop, which deeply influenced him not to take things for granted. So, for him, working hard came naturally. He laments how, at this age and time, people look for individual success after having grown up in an economically successful world compared to past generations. The new gene often forgets about the importance of succeeding as a community. He explains, it can go horribly long. The community cannot strive if we don't leave the eyes for the we. He is grateful for the most significant lesson his dad taught him through his dedicated work life: the need to give back to the community. Giving back with whatever means you can. And that is the fundamental principle that remains a guiding light in his life. This social entrepreneur, like a lot of his peers, didn't get a formal college education. He joined a polytechnic college in Singapore and got a diploma in engineering and business studies. The freedom it gave him not to be bogged down with extensive curriculum and coursework enabled him to work on his products more diligently. A course that intrigued him in his polytechnic class was about nature-inspired sustainable design. He marvels at how some designs can incorporate natural elements and create products with functionality that can help save our planet. It's something he is passionate about and a field he would like to venture into someday. When asked what design means to him, he explained how designing is about bringing solutions to the problems around us. If we can solve problems, then that is what good design is all about. He enthusiastically adds, great design is fundamentally about solving problems, and anything could be a design. The young design prodigy was right. An application that connects people, or even a chair that has functionality, is all design. It's all about lifting people's experiences and expectations a little higher than where they were before. He explains how a lot of people in the industry do not connect the dots to people's requirements and the solutions to them, and how to develop linear ways of solving problems rather than trying to broaden their understanding of the human experience. He remarks, I saw the need for a global mentorship, and anyone could have done it, but they didn't see the solution. It's rare to be able to connect the dots between problems that exist and create products to find their solutions. It's when you connect the dots that people realize how these problems could have been solved. So whenever people ask him how he did it, he would answer that he simply saw a gap in the market and he created a solution for it. That ability to perceive the problem is what he feels grateful for and has helped him to forge his path. As somebody who has experienced the startup culture at an early age, his only suggestion for people stepping into the world of product designing and hoping to develop their ventures has been simply to take that first step. Start early. Start now. Just do it, he counsels. He reveals how he scribbles "think different" in the first few pages of his notebooks. He explains the importance of believing in one's mission, no matter what it takes. The road is not always what it seems to be. When asked if his idea of Silicon Valley met his expectations, he would acknowledge how there were good and bad times. Things aren't definitely always dreamy, he confesses, but would he have it any other way? He exclaims, no, the journey is what it is all about. That's the attitude most Singaporeans have upheld for the longest time. It's what brought a country with a colonial past and turbulent history to emerge as a development hub and compete on the global stage. The success of this island nation is closely tied to its citizens' invincible will to make it in life. Felix has truly come a long way from humble beginnings in a bake shop to creating out-of-the-box products in his early teens, to starting a global platform that connects 5,000 plus mentors with learners in 70 plus countries. His journey has shown us how handwork and faith in your ideas can culminate in greater things. His journey has only begun with his dream of creating a tech community accessible to all people across the globe. As Steve Jobs famously said, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." We believe this is only the starting point of this young visionary's resolve to change the world around him. And he assures us that he still has miles to go. "I am still a dreamer." As he dashes off to his team meeting, we get the feeling that he is inching closer to his dreams, just as he promised. As we wrap up this episode of Finding Humans in Tech, remember this: behind every line of code, every groundbreaking innovation, and every bold idea is a human story, full of passion, resilience, and the courage to dream. These stories remind us that technology isn't just about machines. It's about the heartbeats that make them meaningful. Subscribe, like, and share our channel, and keep on joining us in this journey of discovery and connection. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep innovating, and always keep shining the light. See you next time.